Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Hard West. In the previous episode, we made our escape, or at least attempted to make our escape, multiple times throughout the graveyard. We did manage it at long last with some very, very careful planning. Okay then. Now that we've reached this point, we're going to want to head for the Lonesome Homestead. We were hiking up a hill when we heard a shrill scream from a nearby valley. Phineas pulled my shirt and formed an asking expression. I agreed. We needed to see what was going on. It took us a longer while, but we finally came down to a large homestead with its windows blown out. Home guard bodies were scattered all over the place. Went inside very carefully. A woman was lying on the bed, and there was a body of a masked doctor lying on the floor next to her. We could see that what she'd been screaming about. The woman's chest had been cut open. There was blood everywhere, and she looked close to death. What had killed these men? Could it have been that unholy scream? I examined her wounds while Phineas collected the blood she'd spilled. She grabbed my arm and examined my scars. I could tell she knew just what my unholy hands and Phineas's ruined face meant. We'd had a run with the masked doctors. She begged me to end her life now, but asked me to promise we'd leave her body intact, then burn it. Well, unfortunately, we cannot keep that promise. Put my derringer against her temple and pulled the trigger, but I didn't promise nothing. I made sure not to mess up her lungs. That shout of hers was too good to pass up. Yep. Lung of Fury. Just one lung, huh? Okay then. We've collected that last graph. Now we're gonna head for the Outlaw Den. We arrived at this small inn on a plateau away from the main roads. Phineas claimed we'd find shelter there. We went inside, watching each other's backs. When we entered the inn, everybody went real quiet and started staring at us like we was a couple of sideshow freaks. The innkeeper offered us a glass of whiskey and said that if we was looking, he had stuff for sale, so long as we didn't ask too many questions. Well, in this case, we're going to want to inquire about the masked doctors, and then buy a musket before leaving. I showed the innkeeper the mask we picked up from one of those freaky loons at the cemetery, asked him if he knew what it was. His eyes opened wide with fear. I told him I already knew the Evangelist gang was looking for them. He told me the Evangelists were last seen in Greaves' cabin. I should wait there for them.
Two vigilantes trying to do the same as me. I thought maybe we could make a deal.
Oh boy, we're gonna have to sell some stuff off. I wonder, if in selling these off, we'll still be able to make them. I'm hoping we could. It doesn't seem like we'll be needing these, so I'm going to sell off the pepper box, which will actually leave us with a surplus, so I'm going to get a little extra cash out of them. Or at least get some of my cash back, I should say. Now then. Let's see. After that, we're going to want to head for the congregation in order to get information about the Evangelist's whereabouts. We came upon a group of white folks washing their linens in a stream. When they spotted us, they looked like they was gonna run, but the woman in charge calmed them down and told us to come closer. We did cautiously. She told us there was a home guard patrol roaming the nearby roads. When we made it clear we were no friends of theirs, they invited us to join their congregation. Of course they wouldn't be any friends of theirs. We accepted. Not like we had a choice. We arrived at the congregation's homestead, a church and a bunch of houses. Wasn't much to look at. They said it was because the government didn't like them, and neither did the Home Guard. They made their living farming and selling healing items made from local herbs, but it barely covered their expenses. I showed them the mask, then asked whether they knew anything about it. They did, but they made it clear they wanted ether in exchange. The priest who ran things in the congregation said he heard tell of the crimes perpetrated by those masked freaks, and he had proof. Some kind of document only Phineas could make sense of. He said our posse renewed his faith in the justice of the Almighty and that he would pray for us. Funnily enough, it seemed to work. And we get a +5 aim and +5 defense for both of us, which is going to be good. Now then, there is a very important choice right now. If we want to get the Army of Two achievement, do not go to Greaves' cabin. It says Greaves' Basin in the guide, but it's actually Greaves' cabin. And the guide will actually follow as if you have done that you did not go to Greaves' cabin. If you are not interested or already have the Army of Two achievement and you're using this guide, you're going to want to skip ahead in the guide to the beginning of Scenario Map 3, read the beginning part of it, and then go back to Scars of Freedom Mission 3 in the guide. And, to hell with it, I may as well take a try at it. But first we're going to want to head for the morgue. I thought it was risky to go there, what with all them white folk around, but Phineas seemed confident. He wrote some stuff down and showed it to the old man in charge. Then the man whispered in his ear and they shook hands. Venison, he told me I was free to trade with him. So I did. Okay. From these guys, we are going to want to get the Tracker's Ear and the Bounty Hunter's Kidney. This ear grants its wearer acute hearing of an expert tracker. Gives beast hearing. That'll be useful. And Bounty Hunter's Kidney. Bounty Hunter is the filter of humanity. The kidney is the filter of the human. When famous Bounty Hunter's body arrived at the cemetery, Dr. Gorman knew what he must do. Okay. Then we're going to want to go back into the morgue. We return to that abomination of a place. Your friend Venison smiled his shifty smile as usual. And, well, hold up. This is dependent on two things. One, that you have not recruited the evangelists, and that you're less than 2 max HP. Honestly, even though I'm not less than 2 HP, I think I'm still gonna take the, healing. We need decay treatment. What you keep forgetting is your abominations rot as they go along. Phineas made it clear that unless the scars were treated with ether, we'd all end up piles of goo. Well, we're gonna want to treat Phineas. Phineas was falling apart. We came back for some scar cleaning. But we leave the mark. We're not going to take care of Liberties, because it hasn't gotten to Terminal. Yet. Alright, let's head for the doctor's train. And hope we can pull this off. We made it to the train yard. The engine was there, but hardly anyone was around. I didn't know if that was good or suspicious. We attacked anyway. Okay, for this one, we're going to give Liberty the musket, the Fitzpatrick revolver, and the Mandrake root. And I think I'm also going to give her the blood talisman because she's got lower max HP than Phineas right now. For Grafts, Liberty gets the Liberty Eye, obviously. Phineas will get the Tracker's Ear. And then we'll just distribute the rest as we see fit, which is only one of them, Bounty Hunter's Kidney, and there's only one other space left. Alright. Hasn't changed away from compatible tissues too, which is fine with me. Ooh, did I remember to give her... Yeah, I remember to give her the Mandrake root. Alright, let's do this. The last doctors transported their dirty resources on the 909.
It was a setup, all right. As soon as we arrived, them slavers started popping out from under every damn rock.
I can't get this guy without using the musket. Yes, unfortunately can't move at all. Well, I mean, he has to move. Yeah. But he does have more HP now. Not that that changed much. Okay, Phineas. I'm gonna need you to get back into high cover. And take her out. Alright, Liberty, you reload your musket. Let's see if we can't get this guy. 65. 67. I want to try and take out this guy just because he's a bigger threat to Phineas right now. Please hit. Thank you. That's fine. One damage isn't a big deal. Ugh, unfortunately this Fitzpatrick revolver ain't all that great. Only 52. Ugh. Probably because she's not in optimal range. But it didn't matter. Plus it's also probably because it's a musket. Alright, Phineas, you take those dried healing herbs, and let's see if you can't do anything about this guy. Only 1 damage. And I need to reload my musket because I still haven't done that. Yeah, trying to go around to take us out. Smart move. Question is, will it work? I say nay. Please hit. No, not revert, and then confirm. Come on, hit, hit, hit. Oh, I got him a ton of luck back. Got him. Okay, everybody else reload and hang back. Yeah, that figures they're not moving up. And of course the chain link fence wouldn't count as cover. Alright, they're moving up. Literally, in this case. Cool. Let's see, you've got a 65% chance to hit. Chances are that's gonna miss. Yep, but that drains pretty much all of his luck. Which allows for Liberty to get the killing shot. Okay, they've stopped moving. And apparently this hay doesn't count as cover. Yay! Alright, Phineas ain't seeing anything. And we haven't got the countdown, so there's gotta be, at bare minimum, 4 enemies still wandering about. Well, there's a large chunk of them. Oh. It's fine, that's fine. You've still got a healing elixir. Let's have you move into a position where he can't see you. Is there anything I can bounce off out here? Nope. In that case, I'm just gonna have Phineas flank around to the side. While Liberty, you try draining him. Or just outright hit him. That works too. Uh-oh. Come on. See? This is what I don't like. You can get screwed over by enemies you can't even see. Okay, good. That enemy can't see him. Doesn't mean he can't move up to see us. That ammo. Might as well at least take the shot, get some damage off on him. Please, no. Oh, thank God. Please, no. This is just going to be how this game is going to go, isn't it? I'll see you guys when we get back to that point. Okay, we've gotten back to approximately where we were previously. And I'm hoping it goes much better than last time. We've had some very close calls. but hopefully things should work out. Oh, come on. Oh, thank God. Seriously, where did that guy even come from? Well, it seems he can't get a reaction shot off. Or he can. Please hit. Thank you. Oof. That's the problem with this scenario. It's all about methodical, moving about very carefully, very slowly. Oh, right, he's right behind those sacks, so that technically that counts as being in half cover. Even though he's quite clearly standing up. Alright, Liberty, fall back. Getting way luckier than I probably should be. Not that I really care at this point. Shit. Oh, there's that guy over there. Liberty, fall back to this side. The other guys can't see you. Will the Fitzpatrick do enough? No, it won't. Please hit with this. Good. Okay. Just 3 guys left. Those 2 guys that just left, and then there's that one other guy. Oh. Okay. Liberty, would you be able to pull off a ricochet to hit that guy? Maybe. %55 chance. Oh, okay. Okay. Phineas, take those dried healing herbs. Start getting some healing. Then reload your musket. Alright, well, one of these guys is being cautious. Thank you for being a shotgun, which is not as good against cover. Just to be on the safe side, take that healing elixir. And reload your musket.
Later we found out the train had almost nothing of value, but that pile of corpses would certainly get us lots of ether.
With that, we got Army of 2. Complete the train assault with just Liberty and Phineas in your party. Only took us 1 restart. Alright, this next map scenario is going to be short. But hey, no more spinal fracture for Phineas. Which is good. Come on, open up. Still has the mangled foot, but hey. We also have +10 aim. Yeah, getting some serious decay. Okay then. Well, with that done, we're now going to head for Greaves' cabin. The cabin was located on a forbidding peak flanked by a gentler mountain. There were two ways to get to it: climb the brutal peak directly, or follow a narrow path up the easier mountain, then cross a rope bridge over a crevasse at the top. The former was more dangerous but shorter. The latter was easier but would take more time to complete. If we take the scenic route, we get one bloodberry. If we take the perilous route, we will get a mammoth rifle, but at the expense of Phineas getting an injury. Something to keep in mind, though, if we've already gotten the train assault, the injury that might afflict Phineas during the event will not turn into a scar. So I think in this point, we're going to take the easier route. March up that narrow path took us the better part of a day. Along the way, we found some rare berries I knew would come in handy in a fight. Finally, we arrived at the bridge. From there, we had a clear view of the cabin, a little ways up the hill. As I told Phineas, the bridge made a great shooting gallery for anyone in the cabin. A bullet hit the rock next to his foot. It was the Evangelists. They shouted down for us to state our names and our business. We told them who we were and who we were looking for. They told us we could approach, but that we should leave our guns on the rocks below. I told them there was no way I was putting down my gun while facing two goddamn white vigilantes. They allowed, as that was fair enough, so we talked while aiming for each other's heads. After a while, they understood that our intentions were legitimate. When we swapped information, they told us they knew of a mental institution run by one of the masked demons. They said we would find information and an opportunity for revenge there. That sounded like a mighty fine plan to me.
Them brothers was carrying a heavy grudge against those doctors, and I figured them doctors for the ones that's done this to me. If only I'd known it was you all along.
I am innocent. Well, mostly, but do go on.
And they are apparently also golems. Luke and John. Youngest of the four Evangelist brothers, John is partly responsible for the gang's demise. Now reconciled with his only surviving brother, John is trying to make amends. So maybe this does take place after on Earth as it is in Hell. Not entirely sure. Luke is a former member of the infamous Evangelist gang, made up of four brothers bearing the names Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Huh. Okay, then. We're going to want to head for the Outlaw Den, and we're going to want to trade any unwanted items. Not that I think that's really a thing here. Bloodberry. Berries known to be eaten by wolves and other predators, improve luck and defense. Okay, well, let's head by the Outlaw Den. But we do not want to sell any of the following items or weapons: Navy gun, musket, chain rifle, or mammoth rifle, which we don't have. We're going to want to get one thing of piercing ammo. Oof, that's 100. Medical bag, no, that's going to be too useful. Vitality elixir, also too useful. Well, we can sell off the double 10 gauge double shotgun. And apparently we can sell off the volcano pistol. That's about it in terms of weaponry. But with that, we only need 15 cash to get the piercing ammo. And now we're paying another visit to the morgue. And we're going to want to buy the Mesmerizing Eye, the Slaver's Ribcage, and the Bull's Heart. I also want to take a look at some of the other stuff. Sasquatch Teeth. Recovered from a feral mountain ape. Terror. Okay. Let's see, Bull's Heart, we already know what that is. Lung of Fury, that gives us the Shriek ability. The lung of a woman whose banshee-like scream could kill people. Okay. Let's see. Mesmerizing Eye gives us the disguise ability. Anybody who looks in this eye becomes paralyzed, unable to react to obvious danger. That is going to be useful. Improves offensive stats, eh? Slaver's Ribcage. The leader of the Slavers seem to possess some sort of unholy power. Wearing this chest gives it to you. Oh boy. I don't think I have enough ether to buy all of this. I definitely don't. So what am I supposed to do? Because I can't sell anything else to these guys. Suppose I'm gonna have to go without the Slaver's Ribcage, because I ain't giving up the Mesmerizing Eye, and the Bull's Heart is going to be useful considering how many times my characters get killed. But having that vengeance is gonna be useful. Then there's greener pastures, but unfortunately, we are out of time for this episode. So, if you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications for when I upload, or to hit the straw poll link to vote for our next Let's Play. And please, leave a comment down below this video. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.